a nice gentleman in a fantastic restaurant in from Pomfret, the Quiet Corner, this morning. Barry Jesserin has been the owner and the operator of the Vanilla Bean Cafe. Successful? I don't know. You tell me. Barry, welcome.
Great. Thank you.
Well, how a big anniversary coming up this month?
30 years.
I'd say that's successful.
30 years.
That's very nice. Wow. Give me, before we get into this whole gumbo thing we're going to do, what's the secret to success 30 years running a restaurant?
Creating a place that the staff want to be.
Okay.
And creating good food along with it.
I would hope good food is up there too. So.
Absolutely, right?
Wonderful. You're going to do a little gumbo for us today.
Okay, so
how is gumbo on the menu there? Is gumbo? Tell us about the Vanilla Bean Cafe and how gumbo fits into this.
So we've been running gumbo since we opened.
Okay.
I was introduced to gumbo in New Orleans in 1990.
Great place to learn to eat.
I was so taken by it, I came back and researched it to find out how to make it and make a good gumbo. Came up with a good recipe, and we've been making good gumbo ever
Which is
since.
very interesting, because if you know your gumbo at home, A, it's not the easiest thing in the world, and B, the authentic New Orleans folks will say, what, you're not from here? Don't go near gumbo. But you're just ignoring all these rules, aren't you?
I've had people from New Orleans come and tell me that my gumbo is as good as anything in New Orleans. And not only that, but the andouille sausages that we use, the people we get it from are from Connecticut, but they sent their people down to New Orleans
to get the right stuff. It all starts with the Holy Trinity,
the
right?
Holy Trinity, right?
Okay,
The peppers, the onion, and the celery is what they call the Holy Trinity for making soups, but in gumbo in particular.
And what you're going to do with it, you're going to dice this up nice and easy and start to mix it to make the roux, which involves a little butter, a little flour, and a few other things,
I'll
right?
talk about the roux. I've already started the roux here. You can see it.
Right.
So take a look at it over here.
Take a look. Spin around,
It's basically butter and flour. It can be oil. It can be any fat and flour. And you brown it.
How's it get brown? And
It browns under heat. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes.
Now, that takes a while, and you have to you cannot walk away from this.
No, you can't walk away from it. You can shortcut it. You can brown your flour in a toaster oven.
Right.
Right, and then mix it up.
Sure.
You can buy it pre-made in a jar.
But then the New Orleans people are going to come
No,
after
they're not
you.
going to like
Right,
that.
okay.
So you do it slowly, and you get it brown. They actually like to make it darker than this. They tend to like, say, chocolate brown.
Right.
I think that's too dark for a food that changes the flavor a little bit.
Okay.
But this is a really good one to work from.
A milk chocolate.
And at some point, they actually cook the vegetables in that.
Okay.
And I will do that sometimes.
Okay.
But mostly I don't. I
What's
just
the
do
next
that
step?
separately.
Take us through.
So basically, I'll cook it down the vegetables, what they call the Holy Trinity, with garlic.
Right.
And I'll get that all done. I'll add my seasoning at that point.
Okay.
Of which there are many different things we use.
What kind of seasoning are we talking about?
Well, this here that you've got is filet gumbo, and that's generally added at the end.
Okay.
And it's not in all
look
three.
Don't look at this yet. I picked it up too soon.
But before we get, let's talk about what makes a gumbo a gumbo.
Right.
Generally speaking, rice is what makes a gumbo a gumbo. And the Holy
Did you bring any rice?
We did. We brought some rice.
Oh my God.
Right. And we use basmati rice because it holds up when it sits for a little while.
But you can use any rice.
You can use any rice at all.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And then garlic and other seasonings. And then there's the roux, makes a gumbo. There's also okra. Okra is a thickening agent that they use. It's a mucilaginous vegetable.
I'm sorry, what?
Mucilaginous. There's a word for you.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
So you cut it open and it's kind of gooey, but it helps to thicken the soup.
Right.
Okay. And the other thing that they use to help thicken is
now we bring us.
it's gumbo filet. They call it, otherwise known as ground sassafras. And that enters it. It's kind of interesting. Gumbo is a collision of like three different cultures.
Okay.
African culture, which the name may come from.
Right.
And French culture, where we get the roux.
All right.
And Indian culture, the Choctaw Indians, I believe,
the
have
man
the sassafras,
knows his stuff,
which is really cool.
That? Go to work. Put this all together because we want to see how this looks. All right.
Generally, the way we plate this, after it's made, is it goes onto a bowl and you put the soup around it for display.
And now again, the key to this, low flame, let it sit for a while.
Yes.
Okay? You've already reduced to your Holy Trinity, the vegetables with the okra in it. You've already put in the sausage, get your good andouille sausage wherever you can. Shrimp as well. Anything else can go in there for a protein?
You know, with gumbo it can be anything. I mean, if you've got it, right? The gumbo is like the soup you use to cook anything you
I've seen it with ham hocks in it. I've seen it with pork gels. Again, you spend any time in New Orleans, you're going to see some really creative gumbos. And then you're just kind of dressing it up
a little touch. We do a little smoked paprika on the top just for a little decoration, a little green onion for some decoration. And we'll also put the ground sassafras in just because we have
Just because you've invested in the sassafras.
So that's it. But we generally don't use it.
Sure.
We like to use just the roux
and
the okra.
Just tell me, how long on the stove optimally?
Well, once it's made, I let it sit for about another hour.
Because the longer you let it sit, it's just all those flavors are going to marinate.
And the trick to any soup, and this one in particular, is make it the day before.
Right.
And reheat it for serving because the soup is always better.
The Vanilla Bean Cafe up in Pomfret. Go see him, and you will have a gumbo that you'll think that you're down in the Big Easy.
Yeah.
Continued success.
Great.
30
Thank
more
you.
years.
30 more years.
All right. Nice to see you.